Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be taking you through my routine into sort of getting ready to go back to the gym. By now I'm sure we're all aware that it's about 8 to 12 weeks away, roughly, depending on whether cases and deaths and everything like that go down, whether we'll be able to go back in. Past few months have been a really bad for training and just diet and everything, completely off the rails, just no motivation. But with light at the end of the tunnel now, gives me motivation to sort of get back into a semi-good, decent routine of training at home, starting to eat a little bit better, do everything like that. So today we're going to be following that, and today's session's going to be primarily focused on legs, because I've not really trained my legs for a long time. I really should need to get back into the habit of doing it. So it's breakfast time. It's meant to be an omelette, but it hasn't really held itself together yet very well. I don't think the pan was hot enough. So it's 4 eggs, a bit of egg whites, some bacon lardons, and then a lot of tomatoes and a little sprinkling of cheese. So I'll eat that and I'll catch up with you after. I need a knife. What I could do is without a knife, not working out. So I'm gonna get changed, I'm gonna get showered, stop looking like Hagrid's son, catch up with you when I've done that. So I've come out here on my walk into the woods like I normally do on a given basis at the moment. Not much else you can do really, is there, apart from going to the supermarket. And I was just sort of pondering to myself, and I was thinking, you know, we're coming up to the year anniversary now of when we officially got locked down for COVID. It's funny to think that it's only been a year. It feels like it's been so much longer. It feels like I've had my freedoms stripped away from me for so long that I can barely remember what it was like to have them. And it's a strange feeling, it really is. And I think it's had such an impact on people's mental health, which in turn has also had an impact on their physical health. So I think, you know, a lot of people, myself included, have put on a bit of weight during lockdown over the past year, and you know, it's not something that I've intentionally done, it's not something that I was really aware of, but it's happened. But I would say for myself, you know, it's not like I'm unhealthy anymore. I was quite a fit and rather lean individual before lockdown, whereas now I'm just slightly more normal. And as much as I don't like it, I'm not in a bad position, and I know it's only going to be a temporary thing, so it's something to just keep in mind. But it's taken me a long time to get to that place where I've just sort of become comfortable with it, because being lean and working hard at the gym and doing all those sorts of things is such an integral part of who I am, or it had been for such a long time. To have that taken away and then all of a sudden this dramatic change has been like a really, really hard thing for me to go through. And I know it sounds very, very like, oh, woe is me, like, oh wow, you were so lean, you were fit and you were healthy, and you know, you looked good and you had muscles and you could go to the gym, and now you can't, boo-hoo. But it gives me a different perspective now from another person, like, say, because I want to lose weight now as soon as I go back and get leaner again, but it allows me to have that perspective of the person that is in my position, or say even worse, on how they might feel about wanting to lose weight and feeling anxious about it and really wanting to get ahead with it, but they can't. Because I think a lot of obese people now with COVID have sort of realised that how important it is to look after their health. What I'm trying to say is, basically, it's a temporary situation that we're in. It's pretty crap, yeah, but it is temporary, and that's something that we've got to keep in mind. So what we should be doing right now is that we know roughly, hopefully, fingers crossed, that within about 4 months from now, the gym should be probably opening back up, and we should be starting to ease lockdown and start getting back some of the freedoms that we had beforehand. So why not within these 8 to 12 weeks, I'm going to call it 8 to 12, why don't we start doing stuff
to make us slightly fitter. I'm not saying like get lean, because it's unrealistic. It really is. You know, we should be doing it to make ourselves feel better mentally and physically, rather than just trying to look good. All these influencers that you see on Instagram that are still looking shredded and like, you know, looking fit as they were beforehand, you know, they've spent thousands of pounds building their own home gyms, having companies supply them equipment for free, or they've got the contacts and they've had the money to be able to, say, like fly out to the Middle East, where every single influencer seems to be going at the moment, in order to access a gym and still be fit. So it's it's so hard to stay lean and to maintain that, and I know that personally because I've done it before. So we should be just doing it to make ourselves feel good at the moment. I think we're going to have a real mental health crisis in this country once things start opening up again, because this pandemic and this lockdown over the past year really has affected people. So, you know, if you're obese and you're out there and you're wanting to lose a little bit of weight, or you know, if you're just somebody that sits at home and you're feeling quite lazy and maybe down and you haven't been exercising is something that we should all be doing. And I'm not saying like you have to go to the gym or you have to be training for a marathon or something like that. Just going out for a daily walk or something. Get your body moving. We're not designed to be sat down every single day and do nothing. It's just not part of our instinctive nature. Back in the day, if you weren't out and about hunting or looking to build shelter or find clean water or whatever, you were basically screwed. And we've built ourselves a society now where we basically encourage it for people to like sit down in offices for 8+ hours every day and look at a computer monitor and go home and then do the exact same until they go to bed. So it's about building better habits in these 8 to 12 weeks is what I'm basically trying to encourage. And what we should be doing is trying to eat a little bit cleaner, a little bit healthier, just a little bit less than usual if you're a little bit overweight, and get yourself moving. Go for a walk for half an hour a day, or find a YouTube video of Joe Wicks doing PE in his front room. Anything, just get your body moving. It's not rocket science, and it will make you feel 10 times better. And I'm not saying you're going to look like flipping your favourite influencer on Instagram, but if that's your primary motivation and your only motivation to be doing fitness, you really need to take a look at what your motivation is. It shouldn't be to look like these people. That is a reward for the work and effort that somebody's put in at a gym. And you know, I look forward to getting back to that stage, but it's the feeling after I've done a workout, like the endorphin rush, or going for a walk and coming back, and that moment of you first sitting down after I've been walking for about an hour and a half of just sheer relaxation. And that's what we should all be doing. And I think, if anything, we should stop looking at social media as much with all these influencers that have the money, the time, to go to these locations where they can train or live a little bit freer and look happy. And I'm not slating them by any means, because they've worked hard to get there, and fair play to them. I would do the exact same if I could. But if you're looking at these things and it's only making you feel more shit about your current situation, then you really shouldn't be looking at it, because what's the payoff? And you know, we should really just take some time to reflect upon ourselves about what we're doing in our own lives and how we can improve and better ourselves. And I think we'd be a lot happier for it. Rant over. So, some time has passed. Just been doing sort of emails, a little bit of studying in between then. I went out to Aldi and I got this. So, we've got you back. As things tend to go, battery ran out, so you got to miss my lunch, but what I did have was a peri peri chicken rice bowl thing from Aldi. Only had like 350 calories in it, 29 grams of protein. Heavy decent. And then to supplement that, we had Italian salami and cheese selection with like an apple and an orange on that as well. I'll pop the calories for those up there. But some time's passed. I didn't do my workout yet because I wasn't able to film it for you because we were waiting for the battery to charge. But in the meantime, we have our
dinner, which is a baked potato with chilli and cheese on the top. I'll scoff that down, and then afterwards what we'll do is we'll just have a late night gym session. Today's session is focused on legs, but we'll get this finished first.
Two hours later.
Legs